Hi everyone. This is going to be the second week of summer school, and this video is for reading. Okay, so this is the first assignment for this week of reading, and what we're going to do is I'm going to read a story. I'm going to show you how to write a summary, and then you will go off on your own, of course, with the help of a parent, a brother, a sister, grandma, grandpa, whoever's there to help you, and then you're going to read a book, and then you're going to write your own summary. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The book I'm going to read today is called Let's Test by Ashley Chase. And here's a picture of the front cover. So I can already see it looks like there's two kids selling lemonade. They have a lemonade stand, and it looks like they have a blanket over it. And the title is called Let's Test. So I don't know what it's going to be about. It looks like they're just selling lemonade. I'm not sure what they could be testing. So let's go ahead and start reading. Okay, just follow along. I'm going to do this first and then see how I do it, and then you'll go off on your own and do your own. Okay, so let's test by Ashley Chase and Chloe Delafield, illustrated by Rachel McHugh. It's hot today. Let's sell some lemonade. And you see, I predicted right. They're having a lemonade stand. It looks like it's really hot outside. The sun is too bright. The light hurts our eyes. We need shade. How can we block the sunlight? You see how shade and block is bold in bold print? Whenever you see something in bold print, try to stop and think about what does shade mean? Do you know what shade? I see shade right here in the picture. It's when something covers the sunlight. And right here, we block the sunlight. So something is blocking the sunlight, causing shade. We have a blanket. Will it block the sunlight? Let's test. So you can see they're testing if it will give them shade. The blanket blocks too much light. It does not let any light pass through. We can't see. We have some lace. Will it block the sunlight? Let's test. What do you think? Will the lace block the sunlight? I don't think so because it looks very, very thin. But let's see. The lace only blocks a little light. It lets too much light pass through. The light still hurts our eyes. We have a bed sheet. Will it block the sunlight? Let's test. The bed sheet blocks some light and lets some light pass through. It is just right. So it's not completely dark in there, so there's some sunlight coming through, but it's not as much. So it looks like it's just right. It worked. Now we can sell our lemonade. Uh-oh. Now clouds are blocking almost all the sunlight. It is going to rain. Let's go in the house. We can use our blanket. We can make a fort. It is dark in our fort. Now we need some light. Can we find a light source? Can you see us? What was their light source? What is this right here? They found a flashlight to give them light. And this is our glossary. Block, which means to stop something from passing through. Shade, a place where sunlight is blocked by something. Source, the place where something comes from. And test, to try something and find out what happens. Okay, so that was the book that I read, and now I'm going to write a quick summary about it, and it's what you're going to have to do as well. Okay, so you will need your paper and your pen or pencil. And the way I like to do a summary is by doing it in parts, okay? And I will show you how to do that. This was called Let's Test. So this is the summary of Let's Test. And the way I like to do summaries is doing it by parts, like I said. So I'm going to do who, what, when, why, and how. Okay? So I'm going to answer these questions, and that's going to help me make my summary. So who are we talking about? In the story, they didn't tell us the names of the kids, right? They never told us. They never introduced us to them, so we don't know what their name is. But we can see it's a boy and a girl. And so I will just say who the kids. What were the kids doing throughout the story? The kids, I'm gonna put tested ways to block. That was a vocabulary word. So every time you try to use the words that they gave you in bold print, okay? Tested ways to block the sunlight. When? They didn't tell us when. If we go to the beginning, it just said it's hot today. So we can say it was a hot day, okay? So when the kids tested ways to block the sunlight on a hot day. Why? Because, do you remember why they were trying to find light? Because the sun is too bright, the light hurts our eyes. Because the sun is too bright. How? How did they test? How did they test blocking the sunlight? Do you remember what they used? I know they used a blanket. So you can go back. Okay, so here. They blocked the sun with a blanket. What else did they use? Comma, because I'm gonna start naming other things. Okay, so blanket was one. Lace. Lace. I'm gonna name another one because I know there was three, so I'm gonna add another comma. What was the last one? Bed sheet. The bed sheet. A blanket, lace, and a bed sheet. Okay, so I've answered all my questions: who, what, when, why, and how. So now let's read it all together. The kids tested ways to block the sunlight on a hot day because the sun is too bright. They blocked the sun with a blanket, lace, and a bed sheet. So, does that answer all my questions? Does that tell you what the story was about? I think so. I think we got everything. So this is my summary for this story. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and read your book. You're going to be reading a book called The Frog is Hungry. Okay, and I have it here. It's called Frog is Hungry. And I will link it to you. It's this one right here. So you're going to read it, okay, and then you're going to go on your own, grab a piece of paper, a pencil, and then you're going to do the same thing I did. Okay, you're going to answer these questions: who, what, when, why, and how. And when you answer all those questions, it will create a summary. Okay, once you're done with this, think about it, read it, and think about it. Was that what the book was about? Does that tell me everything that happened in the book? The important stuff that happened in the book? If it does tell you the important stuff that happened in the book, then you are done with your summary. Okay, so you can take a picture and send it to me or turn it in through Google Classroom. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this book, and it is called The Frog is Hungry, and it is a fiction book. Okay, so I hope you have fun with this assignment.